There's a great and peaceful river in a land that's fair to see, where the Douglas fir tree whispers to the snow-capped mountain breeze, where the cliffs are solid granite and the valley's always green. This is just as close to heaven as my traveling feet have been. Roll, Columbia, won't you roll, 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 Columbia, won't you...
Howdy, folks. As any aspiring folklorist like myself learns, as soon as they get interested in the music written in and about the Pacific Northwest, Woody Guthrie wrote some of the most definitive songs about Oregon and Washington State's history. Now, as soon as I got interested, I found out that the guy who is responsible for gathering and preserving those songs is still around. His name's Bill Murlin, and there's no one better to tell you the story of how this amazing batch of music came to be.
I need to tell you this story. In 1941, BPA wanted to produce a movie about developing the Columbia River. And Steve Kahn, who was the public information officer at BPA at the time, and he felt that having a folk singer in that movie would be one of the ways of addressing it, would speak more to the common man. And so Kahn starts looking for Woody Guthrie, locates him in Northern California, sends him a registered letter and says, we want to come down and talk to you about a job. So Guthrie gets all excited about that. But he decides instead of filling out the papers, he's just going to go up to Portland. So he loads his wife and kids in the car and they go up to Portland, and they show up and say, well, we're here for the job. This is in May of 1941. At the end of that 30 days, he's turned in 26 songs about the Columbia River and the development of the Columbia and what it could mean to the people in the Northwest and the Dust Bowlers who were up in the Northwest.
Arizona, California, we'll make all your crops. Then it's northward to Oregon to gather your hops. Strawberries, cherries, and apples the best in that land full of promise, that Pacific Northwest.
So I started hunting. Took me 3.5, 4 years. I found all the lyrics. I found 17 recordings, Woody in his own voice singing those Columbia River songs, but 9 of those songs disappeared. I produced a songbook and an album. That songbook is complete, and it's the only one. But the recordings are not complete. And that's where you're coming in.
That's where we come.
That's where we get together and we say, it's time all 26 songs had a voice.
Yeah. Let's get a whole bunch of our friends and do it right.
Yeah, let's do it right.
In order to do it right, Bill and I sought out John Neufeld, who's an incredible musician and music producer based in Portland. He leads 2 bands that you may have heard of, Jack Straw and Black Prairie. So with John's help, we were able to put together an incredibly talented group of musicians from all across the Northwest. Each of these musicians has agreed to sing 2 of Woody's songs, and of course there are already collaborations happening between them as we develop our interpretations. These songs started out telling a story for the BPA, but they've come to mean something much more significant to our region than just being a historical document of what Woody Guthrie was a part of here. They're sung by school children and folk singers alike, and they continue to really shape the way that we think about the sources of our region's power. Our goal is to make all 26 songs into an album that celebrates the 75th anniversary of Woody's incredible achievement. And so supporters who donate money now will be able to pre-order a copy of the album and also receive exclusive outtakes from our recording sessions in March. We are so grateful for any support you can provide and very excited to finally share with you our versions of some of the greatest songs ever written about our region. Thank you.
Now, river, you can ramble where the sun sets in the sea, but while you're rambling, river, you can do some work for me. Roll, Columbia, won't you roll, roll, roll? Roll, Columbia, won't you roll, roll?